today. Hopefully my phone doesn't go flying off this janky holder. I have not had a chance to get my new one, so I'm gonna probably do that this afternoon before my road trips. But in any case, hope you all doing well. So today is gonna be a lighthearted topic. Have you made your plans? What I mean by that is you got Christmas, you've got New Year's, then you have a new year, 2025. Have y'all planned out, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to make these trips? Have you checked your maps, checked the weather? Make sure your car is in running order, right? Do the oil change, check your brakes, your tires, you know the basics. The vehicles now are so good for the most part compared to, hey, KP, you know, some of the stuff we drove in the past that we take for granted. Every time we turn the key, the car will turn on. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes actually it's the opposite. And when our modern cars have issues, they have issues we can't fix because we can't get into the engines anymore. I mean, I know some of you can, but a lot of us, even with my tools, my knowledge of the engines, you know, my 85 S10 Blazer is very different than what I drive today. A lot more electronics. A few things you may want to consider if you are making those trips. One, a battery-powered tire inflator. They have some you can plug into the 12-volt. I actually have a Ryobi air pump that you have the detachable battery. On one side, it will fill up bicycle tires. On the other side, it will fill up things like air mattresses. But you can put the adapter on for tires, like your vehicle tires, and it'll handle, you know, 35, 40, 50 PSI pressures, no problem. It'll run you about 50 bucks, 60 bucks. Would make a great gift for someone. Also, the machines for, you know, jump starting a car. Jumper cables are great, but that means you have to pull your car close enough to the other guy to get those cables across. Having that little machine, you could just walk over to his car and attach, hey Scott, attach to the terminals, hit the button, and they turn the car on and off you go. But check your batteries, you know, find a decent garage if you don't have a place to do it yourself. And make sure your vehicle's ready for any trips you're gonna do. If you're gonna fly, check FlightAware or Flight Radar 24 for any weather. There's another one, God, I forgot the name. It's like Airport Pain Indicator or something. It gives you which airports are having delays during the holidays. It does it all year, but you can go and see, oh, Denver's having issues, or, you know, New York's having issues. We often look at our airport, right? We look at our airport and we're like, okay, mine is green and where I'm going is green, I win. Not realizing the plane I'm waiting on is coming, I don't know, from Denver or from LA, and LA's got a 4-hour delay because something happened over there. Well, guess what? You're gonna have a delay eventually too, because that plane's gonna be hung up in Los Angeles. It's not gonna make it to you. You know, plan for that kind of stuff. When you go through TSA, and they've changed a few things over the last year, you cannot bring a bottle of liquid through TSA. You can bring a water bottle with nothing in it through TSA, that's fine. But you cannot bring like a 20-ounce Coke or stuff like that. You can bring small little bottles. There's a certain limit. I think it's a 2-ounce individual bottle is fine. But you cannot bring like your 20-ounce Coke through security. They won't let you do that. But you can bring snacks. So in my computer bag, which is my carry-on, I have a mix of stuff. I have some trail mix that I got at the store. I have a couple of nutrient survival bars, which are pretty cool. I have those stupid little Nature's Bakery. They look like a Fig Newton. Hey, what's up, farmer? Feeding 5,000 cows. That's a lot of noise, man. Even when they're being quiet, it's a lot of noise. I'm not a rancher by any means, but I've been around enough ranches to know that's a commotion. Just the moving around of the herd, but it's also peaceful too. It's so much better than like city streets. But plan those trips out. If you're going to go through an airport, don't forget, if you have the habit of carrying a pocket knife, which a lot of us do, including me, put that in your checked luggage. Oh, good deal. Applying for new positions, good luck. Hey, Daryl, I think I saw Daryl in there. Sorry, the chat's zipping by. Make sure you have some snacks in your carry-on, and then you can buy a bottle of water once you get on the other side, because the food's going to be expensive too, right? Hey, Dawn, everything's more expensive in the airport. We all know that. But if you bring some sealed snacks, the trail mix, nutrient survival bars, granolas, whatever it is you're into, especially if you're with kids, because that shuts them up. I found that kids who are hungry, or, you know, they're getting a little bit antsy, you give them a water and a granola bar and they suddenly settle. So, but having some snacks, always a good thing. Also, if you get stuck, you get snowed in, blackout, whatever happens, and you're in an airport and you have some snacks, you can kind of camp out on a chair for, you know, a night if you need to. I mean, that would suck, but you can do it, and having some snacks is good. I'd also recommend, if you're going across the country, especially during the holidays, the little travel toothpaste and toothbrush, you know, the ones you fold up, put them in a little Ziploc bag or in the original purchase container, and leave one. You get them for $2. Leave it in your bag. If you get stuck at the airport overnight, or if you get stuck and they say, okay, we're going to put you up in a hotel for the night, but your check luggage is already in the airplane, at least you have a way to brush your teeth, you know, kind of freshen up in the airport, maintain your hygiene a little bit while you're waiting there. Same thing if you're driving. Bring a DOF kit, bring a toiletry bag or a kit with you, because you get caught in a snowstorm in your car and the only thing you find is like a Walmart or a Target. You can go brush your teeth in Walmart bathroom. It's not awesome, but you can do it, and you have the amenities to do it. Plan out your trips for those little conveniences, because those kind of things really make a difference. If you get stuck on the road, you get stuck in an airport. These are just things that are constantly going through my mind, because, I mean, hell, this year alone, I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done 8 flights, and it's not even my job to be in the airlines. This is for training. When I was doing representing the company regionally, it was a flight every other week, or a 6-hour road trip every other week. And it became, hey family, and welcome. It became a bit of a challenge, you know. You got to plan out and make sure you have what you need. A lot of what I pack is modular. Like, I have a first aid kit that's separate from my emergency bag, because I may need the first aid kit but not the bag, but I don't want to have to carry everything if I don't need it. The same first aid kit I take on backpack hikes is the one I throw in my carry-on luggage, my check luggage when I'm on a flight. I have a smaller kit in my carry-on which has everything TSA legal, but the one with my scissors, the knife, the more priority emergency stuff. Yes, check the weather. Farmer's 100% right. Check the weather, because weather delays, like I said earlier, in another city will absolutely screw you up if the plane you're waiting on is coming from that city. We sometimes look at our airport and it's like, oh, this is green, I'm good. Not realizing, oh, well, all the planes are coming from somewhere else and all the other cities have issues. You also want to make sure you have the right clothes with you. You know, I go, for instance, my son had gone from Hawaii to West Texas, and Hawaii is pretty much 75 degrees year round. And I told him, bring a hoodie because it's 38 here. And he's like, no, I'm good. And he froze his ass at the airport the first time he came here because he didn't bring the jacket. He never did that again, right? Lesson learned. But that could have, if your plane gets diverted and you wind up in a weird place. Think about what happened during 9/11. That's kind of extreme. But it happens during blizzards and snowstorms. You're flying, I don't know, from South Carolina to Michigan, and something happens and you're diverted and you land in Denver during the winter. Well, that's a whole different type of cold and a whole different type of altitude and elevation. And, you know, if you were coming from Michigan going south, you probably already have a coat, but if you're going the other way, you may not. So think about where you're going to go and what the weather is going to be like, where you're going, and also if you're driving, what the weather is on your route. What I like to do, go on Apple Maps or Waze and plot the route, and it will show you little emergency triangles wherever there's a delay. I moved from Hawaii to Fort Worth in 1981. First winter was 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh yeah, no, you learn real quick. So it was funny, I had the opposite happen. I moved from Syracuse to South Texas for my first work assignment with a company I used to work for years ago. And I realized I didn't need a single one of my ski jackets, ever. Right? You work south of Corpus Christi, but then you have blizzard. You don't have blizzards, you have hurricanes, which is a whole different creature. So yeah, a lot of the fundamentals are the same, but there are differences, and you want to be ready for those when you can. Also remember, if you, like I have my son, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter coming to visit. They're going to spend a week with us through Christmas. So now I have to account not just for adults, but a baby. Do I have appropriate food for a baby or an infant? She's really a toddler now. Because she hit her 1 year in September, which was super exciting for everyone. But do I have a safe space? Do I have child gates in the house to make sure she doesn't get like in the laundry room where there may be, you know, whatever soap that would make her sick? You know, we haven't baby-proofed the house in years. And so that's, again, another prep when you think about it, because in an emergency, you could wind up with family coming to you, and you might suddenly introduce an infant or a toddler into a house that normally had people 15 years old and up. And so you need to kind of account for those things, make sure you have those kind of little amenities, or at least you've planned accordingly. You lock up anything that may be dangerous, keep it away from the kiddos, kind of thing. But folks, plan out your trips, and the more you plan in advance, the less you worry while you're on the trip. It allows you to enjoy your trip more. At least that's what I find. Since the kids are coming here, I'm doing a staycation. My daughter, you know, the roaming daughter who complained endlessly about the road trips we did as a child, hey Celtic Grandma, is currently in Beijing. And I told her, do not fly your damn drone like you did in Istanbul in Beijing, because you will go to jail in China. But yeah, she's going, Korea, China, Thailand. They're just taking their Christmas on the road, or in the air, so to say. They're going to hit Middle East and then Europe, and then they'll be back in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, it's a big round the world trip. And so I'm getting this steady stream of pictures from share the road with a horse-drawn buggy. What? That's a new sign. Oh, they got horse buggies downtown. That's cool. I need to do a live stream from the Christmas lights because they just finished them. Right now it's boring because it's daylight. But yeah, so I'm getting a stream of pictures from my child. I told her on the phone the other day, hey Moonsprout, how you been? It's from the one kid that complained about all the road trips. Now she's never at home. She's always in an airplane going somewhere. Oh, and that's a dead pigeon. That wasn't very cool at all. Oof. Pigeons are not smart. I think that's why God makes them have so many babies. So that, you know, because he knows, well, you're not very bright, so, you know, about a third of you will get deleted before you reach adulthood. Kind of like squirrels. They're the same way. They're smart and stupid at the same time. So God gives them lots of babies because, you know, nature's like, driving down south, up north, make sure you have, yeah, tires. That's a good one. I don't think they allow chains in a lot of places other than maybe Alaska, but having good tires for snow, that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, because your 22-inch rim racing tires for Dallas are not going to do well in, 6 inches of wet snow up in Michigan. Well, somebody had a party in the parking garage. Ooh, wine coolers. Why would you drink that? You're just going to get sick. Somebody had those stupid Smirnoff wine cooler things. You know what I'm talking about? They left the bottles here. It's probably teenagers. It's usually what it is. It's funny because out in the country, even in this little city here, the cops will come in and be like, go home. And they count you the second time you go into jail. You get handcuffs. But the first time they'll be like, go away. Because most of the cops were the pain in the ass kids, 10, 15 years ago. And now they're cops. And they're probably good cops, a lot of them, because they were the shit kids when they were younger. So they kind of know the mischief. And man, the parking garage is kind of full today. That's interesting. Folks, yeah, plan out your trips. Hey, Rebecca, plan out your trips. And that way you have less to worry about. You still got a few days before Christmas. The weekend will be great. And, oh, they threw bottles everywhere. So I guess this is where I will be parking, right here. But take some time, plan your trips, and you have less to worry about. And then you can enjoy the vacation or the family a little bit more because you don't have as many little things. Hey, Loretta, it's good to see you. And try to help someone out if you can. A lot of the gifts I'm giving people this year, I mentioned it on my other live, are going to be more usefulness related. I don't know if that makes sense, as opposed to, oh, here's your gadget that really doesn't serve a purpose. It's just something to entertain you. The food savers and backpacks and stuff that people can use, not only in an emergency, but day to day, right? A good mixer like a KitchenAid, yeah, you can make your own bread at home during an emergency. Make cake just for fun. That's awesome too. You can make tortillas with the masa and not burn your hands in the damn hot water, which I have done. Those kind of gifts. Too light it here in Texas. Yeah, just cold enough. It's Moonsprout. It's where I am, and you guys kind of have an inkling. Those of you in Texas kind of have an inkling where I am. It was 30 this morning. It's 42 now. 45 keeps changing, but anyway. But then we're going to go up to 70. Hey, Dawn, it's really hard to dress for that. I never appreciated the cowboy vest, the rancher's vest, until I came out here, because Houston was always humid, right? And you come out here and it's 30 in the morning, and then it's drizzly and hot, and then it's back to 40 at night. And it's, yeah, exactly, Scott. The weather's just up and down. This part of Texas, pretty much everything west of Abilene, no, actually west of Abilene all the way out to El Paso is 3,000 foot elevation. We're higher here than Las Vegas is in the mountains. So, it gets, hey, oops, it gets dry, it gets hot, you get big weather swings, you get that endless wind in this part of damn Texas. So it's, hey, Teresa, it's good to have a mix of clothes. And if you're going somewhere new, if you're visiting someone, ask them, hey, what's the weather like? What are you wearing? What kind of jackets? What kind of coats? If you're traveling and you have an emergency, it doesn't hurt to let another family member know where you're going to be. So in the event you're like, oh, hey, look, I was flying to South Carolina. I got diverted to Dallas. Well, do you have a friend in Dallas you can stay with for a few days? That's never a bad thing to be able to do, right? It is bipolar weather. No, it's actually a bell curve. It's like freezing ass cold, way too hot for a jacket, freezing ass cold. And that's how the kids get sick, right? Because they're like, it's too hot, and then they run around all sweaty, it gets cold again, and they get sick. And also because they put their fingers in their mouth and God knows what else. And they stole the fire extinguisher from the parking lot. That's not cool. I'm surprised they left it there for so long. Well, shit, I guess I'll be telling security about that. It's like, you have no fire, unless security pulled it out because the kids are being dumbasses. Hey, Pennsylvania EMT. Well, anyway, folks, plan out your trips. Take some time, look at your route, look at the weather, plan for emergencies, and if you're flying, on your carry-on, toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe some snacks. Like I said, you can't bring the liquids through security, but you can buy a big bottle of water on the other side. Hey, Caroline. On the other side. Oh, Dawn, I remember, I was a Syracuse grad, and I remember the lake effect snow, the first time I saw that. It was like, you go to class, come out, 3 feet of snow on the ground. You're like, where the hell did this come from? So, but in any case, folks, look, y'all be good, be safe out there, plan your trips. I'm going to be making pancakes with my granddaughter Saturday morning, so that should be fun. If we can get her out of bed, because apparently my son says she's a sleepyhead. So, but you guys be good, be safe out there, plan your trips. And, oh yeah, Farmer, you definitely do. Plan for those contingencies. And you may want to give gifts that make sense. First aid kits, nice backpacks. Keep it in your budget. But I found, I've done some reviews, you can look back, I've done some backpacks that I've had for 5 years. I took them on my last deployment for Hurricane Harvey. It's the same backpack I use for day-to-day walking around. One's my get-home bag. And I've had them 5-6 years. I paid under $50 for them. But I bought another one for the same price. It was garbage. Like, it didn't last 3 weeks. So I'll try and do some short videos in the coming weeks of those really cool economic finds, so you can get something you may need and save money at the same time. I actually sent Joe Morgan one of those packs. It was Rebo Tactical, and it was a, you know, not too expensive mini pack, a small pack, like a day pack, and I think he still has it. He still uses it as like his day-to-day backpack. So anyway, folks, you guys be good, be safe out there. Plan your trips. You have less stress that way. And I'll try and take some pictures and videos of the Christmas stuff around here. I might try to fly my drone through the Christmas decorations, but I got to talk to security first. I don't want them to run me off. And I don't want to get in a drone fight with someone else's drone. So, because apparently that happened. Someone sent a drone up to see another drone, because they were being nosy, and they collided, and then there were 2 broken drones on the floor. So that's their own stupidity. They weren't supposed to do that. But in any case, you guys be good, be safe out there, be careful, and enjoy Christmas, enjoy the weekend. Get some stuff done, and then if you drink, have a nice drink. If you don't drink, put your feet up and watch a good movie. We work hard all year. Everyone deserves a little break, and the blessings of the Christmas season. So you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see y'all later.